What is going on? Continuing on with a minimalist setup. In this video, we're going to look at how you can achieve reverb with virtually no gear, completely DIY. But first, I'd like to invite you to like, share, and subscribe to our sampler channel. And with that, let's get to it. Alright, so back in the day, before even a 4-track recorder was attainable, what we would use is a regular stereo double cassette recorder to make beats, to record things, to do any project that involved making music. Why? Because everyone's parents had at least one double-deck cassette player. In that era, we would make entire songs on this thing. And one of the things that could be done is creating reverb. And that's what we're going to recreate here today, but with a little more gear. But the same principle applies, and this is something that you can do today easily. So first off, you'll need a cassette player. Doesn't have to be double deck. Second is a mixer or a preamp, anything that you can plug a microphone into. I'm using a preamp, but a DJ mixer or a regular mixer would do just fine. Now, if you are using a preamp like me, you'll need a bunch of these, because at some point you're going to have to get your signal into mono. You will also need the star of the show, which is a microphone. And what you're going to do with this microphone is plug it into the preamp, and wherever you're stationed, you're going to run it as far as possible. For this example, I just put it in another room in the house. Then you'll take the output from your preamp and plug it into one of the inputs on your tape deck. Then make sure you turn your speakers up loud enough that the microphone in the other room can pick up the signal coming out of your speakers. You guys already see what's going to happen now, right? So we got a microphone in the next room, and that will make up one side of our recording. And for the other side, we'll use a beat from the MPC 2000 Classic. We'll output mono from the MPC, and that is going to go into the other channel of the tape deck. So we got one channel microphone, the other channel MPC. So now that we have everything in place, what will happen is, because the microphone is so far away from the speakers, it's going to be delayed, and it's also going to pick up the space of the room that you're in, and it's going to sound like a reverb. So let's take a listen to what it sounds like. And now as we bring up the gain on the preamp, we'll introduce the sound of the microphone, picking up the sound of the room and the music. So we got some reverb going on, all DIY, all on the cheap. No external effects processor needed. This is as budget as it gets. So now that we're here, let's listen to what the tape playback sounds like compared to the clean recording that you're hearing, which is of course digital. So we'll just switch over to the tape. Notice how the tape sounds a little bit more dense, and you can hear the hiss, which by the way was the worst thing ever in the 80s. We spent a lot of thought and time to try and get rid of hiss, and it's now 2018 and we want the hiss back. But anyway, let's check out how the reverb sounds coming off a tape. This type of reverb, you cannot recreate this with any other effects processor. This is something else because it's so low tech and so grungy that in many applications it's exactly what's needed. But how would you use this back in the day? Now you had a cassette with a beat or music or anything on the left side and your DIY reverb on the other side. So you can now take this cassette to your friend's house, to anybody else with a double deck recorder, bring your double deck recorder, and now you can add anything you want by ping-ponging from double deck recorder to double deck recorder. And you would of course do this when your parents weren't home, because you'd be making a whole lot of noise, and for certain you would end up recording over their cassettes, because that's the way we did it back then. And you would just hope that they didn't play the cassette and find out that you recorded over their music. In present times, if you are into a minimalist setup or even just experimenting with your full-blown studio, this approach to reverb will work for you. It will always have a place, and it's just organic and interesting to see what you come up with, because you'll get all types of sounds like cars driving by, people walking and opening doors. You'll just hear things. That's never going to happen with a controlled effects processor. It's organic to the 10th degree, and it's definitely worth a try. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you liked and learned something today, subscribe subscribe to us here on YouTube. I will catch you on the next one. In the meantime, take care of yourself. Peace.